I had to confront a paradox in my own life, and I came to realize a paradox that many of us who consider ourselves to be change makers, people who want to make the world a better place, confront as well, and that is the difference between short-term success and limited, minimal, or no success in the long term. And by that I mean that, we can create a viral video. We can get a bundle of money to address a social problem. We can perfect a program that seems to solve a particular issue. We can get new legislation, and we think, oh my God, we're successful. Those are exactly what we wanted, and now all we do is sit back and wait for the results to come in. And lo and behold, as the results come in, we find out that the world actually doesn't change. What it does is it reorders itself around our disturbance. And it does that quite well. And eventually the sharp edges of our profound short-term success get whittled down, eroded, marginalized, and forgotten. And then the rates of poverty or living conditions of Indigenous people on reserve, etc., none of that seems to change, despite the amount of money and legislation and programs that we throw at it. So that caused me to step back. And the best way I can describe that is that, if you're by a raging river, and you're wanting to get across it, if you're a young advocate, you might have immense faith in your compassion, in your capability to just paddle across that river in your canoe. You're just going to barrel through. You're flexible, your reflexes are good, you can handle whatever that turbulence in the water is going to throw at you. And so you attempt to barrel across. If you're a little older, you know that sometimes you can get across that way, but often you can't. So you start paying attention to what's underneath the surface of the water, and you see that disturbance of water there actually reveals underneath the water a snag, and if you go in that direction, you're going to get caught up in the branches of a tree. And you're going to see another area of turbulence in the water in which the motion is all downward facing. And you know from previous experience by reading that pattern in other bodies of water that that's a safer place to go across. And you also know that beside big rocks, the water will cushion you, and so that you can actually go near me. So that's about reading the river, reading the pattern that the river is suggested, understanding what lies beneath the surface rather than just barreling through. And so when I use the word pattern, I'm distinguishing it from strategy, which is more of a short-term phenomenon. And I'm saying that what we're doing is we're bringing in historical experience. Of course, we're bringing in strategy, but we're also bringing in an awareness that surprise is going to happen. We're bringing in the relationships that we have with other people. We're making connections between disparate things that we never had done before. And all of that is leading to a certain kind of wisdom that I would call pattern spotting that we can use to make our short-term success last into the long term. And in that regard, we discovered 6 patterns of social innovation that are being used by change makers to move their innovation, their creation, their invention, their ingenuity from just short-term success so that it has impact in the long term.